Now, India and the US have signed a 10-year defence framework agreement, which marks a new era in India-US defence partnership. The agreement that was exchanged between Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and US Secretary of War Pete Hegseth in Kuala Lumpur provides a long-term policy direction for the US-India major defence partnership. Now, the meeting between the two leaders took place on the sidelines of the ASEAN India Defence Ministers informal meet in Kuala Lumpur. The informal session was held ahead of ASEAN Defence Ministers Meeting Plus that was scheduled for 1st of November, where regional security and cooperation will be key topics of discussion. Announcing the agreement, US Secretary of War Pete Hegseth described it as a historic milestone, stating that the two nations' defence ties have never been stronger. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh echoed this sentiment, calling his meeting with Pete Hegseth fruitful and even highlighting that the new framework would usher in a new era in bilateral defence cooperation. And joining us on the broadcast is our Assistant Editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibal. Siddhant, run us through the finer details of the 10-year defence framework agreement between India and the US.
Well, essentially, more details are yet to be released by both sides. But one thing is for clear, that this is an agreement that was in the conversation for some months now. In fact, during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to White House in the month of February, the focus was on increased defense engagement. Then, of course, the Indian External Affairs Minister traveled to US and had conversations with the US Secretary of War now, and with him also there was discussion on when to sign this 10-year framework that will focus on information sharing, training and other such details. And essentially it shows that despite, of course, the India-US relationship politically not doing very well, both sides are engaged on various sectors, including, of course, on defense. Now, we know that India-US relationship since the imposition of Donald Trump's tariffs hasn't been doing very well. There have been conversations between the two leaders, the US President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But the key issue remains, first, of course, the tariffs. The second is on the trade deal. Both sides remain mum on the position, or perhaps where the trade deal right now stands. It is yet to be signed. Both sides look optimistic, of course. And third, of course, growing closeness between Washington and Islamabad.
Yes, Siddhant, thank you for those details.